Hey everyone, I am back with another video of my Simple Stitch series, and this one here is the Seersucker Stitch. It's a stitch that provides a fabric that's really nice and flat, and this is the right side of the fabric or the pattern, and you can see how it creates these beautiful diamonds and this seersucker effect. And then this is the wrong side, which doesn't look too bad. And what I've done here is just I've knit up a couple dishcloths with 100% cotton yarn, and I did one in a lighter color and then one in the contrasting darker color, so you can kind of get an idea of how the pattern looks in both the light fabric as well as the dark fabric. I also initially knit up another smaller swatch in a wool acrylic blend fabric, and it's a much thinner fabric, or much thinner yarn, so you can see how that looks as well. And again, you get that beautiful diamond pattern on the right side of the fabric. I provided the details of this pattern in the description field, as well as the pattern for these dishcloths that I designed. Now the pattern itself is just a traditional pattern, and let me show you how that works. It is really very simple, so if you're an absolute beginner to knitting and you're looking to expand your knitting stitches or patterns, then I think this one is a great one to try. Now the stitch is worked on a multiple of 4 stitches plus 1 when it is knit in the flat, as in when it's knit like this, just flat and not in the round. I'm working on designing a hat using this pattern, and it will be knit in the round at that time. And so hopefully once I'm done with that, I'll make a video for that one. But for this one, it's knit in the flat, multiple of 4 stitches plus 1. So I've cast on only 9 stitches just in the interest of time for this demonstration, and it's a multiple of 4 because it's 8 stitches, and then add 1 stitch to it. Okay, so it is an 8-row repeat, and don't let that intimidate you because a couple of the rows are actually repeated. And so the first row is just a knit 1, purl 1 all the way to the last stitch, and the last stitch you're just gonna knit. So I will get there in just a second. And the last stitch you're gonna knit. That was row 1. Row 2 is the opposite. You're gonna purl 1 and then knit 1 all the way to the last stitch. And if you're absolutely new to knitting, just remember, as you go from purl 1 to knit 1 for purl, you bring the yarn to the front, and then for knit, remember to take the yarn to the back when you knit. And then when you get to the last stitch, it's just a purl. So that was row 2. I'm going to turn our work. And row 3, the pattern tells you you're going to do a purl 1 and a knit 3. So you're going to purl the first stitch. You're going to knit the next 3 stitches, and you'll keep doing this till you get to the last stitch. So purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3, and when you get to the last stitch, it's just a purl 1. Let me get rid of a cat hair that seems to have made its way here. My cat loves to lounge on this table. Okay. Then row 4 is the exact opposite. You're going to knit 1 and purl 3. And you do that all the way to the last stitch. And then when you get to the last stitch, you're going to knit it. So that was row 4. Now the best part is row 5 and row 6 is an exact duplicate of row 1 and 2. So row 1 was a knit 1 and purl 1. So row 5 is the same thing. Knit 1, purl 1 to the last stitch. And the last stitch we're just going to knit. So that was row 5. Now before I go on, I just wanted to let you know that the odd numbered rows, rows 1, 3, and 5, that's your right side of the work. And the even number rows are your wrong side of the work. So when you first get started, it might help to have a clippy marker or some kind of a safety pin or something, a marker that you can maybe put on the right side of the work, or you can do the left side, but whichever side you decide on, that way you know that this is the right side, this is the left side. If you stop your work and come back and you're not sure where you left off, at least this will tell you where you are in the row. Okay, so that was row 5. Row 6 is a purl 1, knit 1 all the way to the end. Actually all the way to the last stitch, and then a purl 1. And then purl 1. So that was row 6. Now rows 7 and 8 are different. So row 7, you knit the first 2 stitches. So it's a knit 1, knit 2, and then you purl 1, knit 3, and you're going to keep doing the purl 1, knit 3 all the way till you get to the last 3 stitches. Since I only have 9 stitches, I just had to do it one time, but you'll have multiple stitches, so then you'll keep doing purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3 all the way to the last 3 stitches, and then you will purl 1 and knit 2. And that's row 7. And then row 8, again the exact opposite of row 7. So you're going to purl 2. Instead of starting off with knit 2, we purl 2, then we knit 1 and purl 3. And the knit 1, purl 3 is what we'll keep repeating till you get to the last 3 stitches of the row, which you will then knit 1 and purl 2. And that's it. That is the 8-row repeat. Didn't I tell you it was really simple? Now the one thing is that, yes, you have to be sure that you're counting it correctly. And I know it doesn't look like much right now, just in a single 8-row repeat, but when you repeat it multiple times or you keep repeating it, you're going to start to see the pattern emerge. And as I said, I've done it in both colors, a lighter color and a darker color, so you can see here how the pattern looks in both colors. And I think it looks pretty in either shade. It gives these beautiful diamonds, and I think it looks really nice. So if you keep knitting, you'll start to see the pattern emerge. But it helps to have this clippy so you know you're on, this is your right side. The other thing that might also help is to have a row counter when you're first getting started. And as you complete each row, just use the row counter and count the rows. Once you're used to it, once you've done it a few times, then you'll get set. I would suggest though that if you're going to stop your work, finish one set of the 8-row repeat and then stop your work before coming back to it. If you don't, then just make a note of which row you stopped on so you know where to continue, because sometimes it can be hard looking at the pattern to know which row you need to start back on. I mean, it can be done, but if you're a beginner knitter, it can be a little bit difficult. So just keep track of your rows. And I hope you give this one a try. If you have any questions or comments, leave me a comment. If you like the video, please click the like button. I love to hear from my subscribers or my viewers. As always, thanks for watching and happy knitting.